Hi, everybody. I hope everyone's doing well and having a good summer. I guess it's still not technically summer yet, but I feel like it has unofficially begun in most places in the Northern Hemisphere. I am back with another one of my golf bets videos. We have the third major championship of the year coming up this weekend. It is the U.S. Open, and this year it's at Pinehurst, number 2, in North Carolina. I basically broke even for the PGA Championship last month, thanks to Justin Thomas squeezing into the top 10. Depending on where you made the bet, you may have gotten the full payout, but most places do what's called dead heat rules, meaning that if there are, for instance, 3 players tied for 8th, as there were in the PGA Championship, and Justin Thomas was one of them, then that means there are technically 11 players in the top 10, and those players who came in 8th only get a percentage of the payout for a top 10 bet. Fortunately, it was just one extra player, so I still got most of the payout, but it ended up being watered down a little bit. Going into the final round, Saeed Theegala was 3rd place. I just needed him to come in the top 10, and he did not finish in the top 10. He had a bad Sunday, and I ended up not hitting that bet. So, hoping I can do a little better than break even for the U.S. Open. I have 4 bets I'm going to give out, all at various fractions of a unit, and I have 3 top 20s and 1 top 10. So I'll go ahead and start with the top 20s. My first top 20 bet that I like is Zach Blair. I'm just going to do a quarter of a unit on Zach Blair to come in the top 20. This pays plus 1,400. I've seen it even lower some places, but I was able to grab plus 1,400, and I think that's a pretty good value. He's been playing pretty well recently. He's not exactly a long ball hitter, but Pinehurst is a course that relies more on accuracy. It's common to miss a lot of greens at Pinehurst, and Zach Blair has above average chipping and putting skills that I think could come in handy for a course like this. And again, I think at plus 1,400, just to squeeze in the top 20, it's good value. So Zach Blair is my first top 20 bet. My next top 20 is another kind kind of long shot bet. I'm just going to do a quarter unit on this one as well. I like Peter Malnati at plus 1200. One of the analysis articles I read compared his game to Martin Keimer, who won at Pinehurst the last time there was a major at Pinehurst. And like Martin Keimer, Peter Malnati is a great putter. He ranks near the top of the tour in nearly every putting statistic. And so, again, favoring those long shot players that specialize in the short game, I think Peter Malnati is a good bet at plus 1200 to come in the top 20. And my last top 20 bet, I am going to do a whole unit on this one, is Brooks Koepka to come in the top 20, and this pays plus 110, so about even odds. Right now, just slightly better than even for Koepka to squeeze in the top 20. I jumped on it. I could see this sliding to even worse odds, like a minus 110 or something by tee off. So I jumped on it. I like Brooks to come in the top 20. He has been playing well so far this year. He did not look great at the Masters. He was in the middle of the pack at the PGA Championship, but he did win a Live Golf League tournament in early May. And I just think he's trending in the right direction. He's still one of the best golfers in the world. And at roughly even odds to come in the top 20, I like it enough to put down a unit on Brooks Koepka. And my final bet is a top 10 bet, and I like Keegan Bradley to come in the top 10 at plus 600, and I'm going to do a half unit on this. He is trending in the right direction. He finished tied for second at the Charles Schwab Challenge. And it seems like it's just maybe his time to finish strong in a major. He finished tied for fourth at Pinehurst a decade ago, so he has a good history with the course, and I think plus 600 is a decent payout for him to squeeze into the top 10. So my final bet is on Keegan Bradley, top 10. So we will see how I do. We have one more major championship after this, the British Open in July, or just the Open as it's known in the UK. And I know I've mentioned before, I do have a couple other ideas for videos that I am hoping to put out at some point over the course of the rest of the summer before we get back into football season. We are officially closer to the start of next football season than the end of last football season, so that's exciting, and it will be here before we know it. So, thank you as always to everyone who's watched and listened to my videos. Thank you to my new subscribers, and I hope everyone's doing well, and you will hear from me soon. Take care. Bye-bye.